Good morning. It is morning. It is May 20th. It looks like it's gonna rain. So I'm gonna make this quick video and get out of here. I did a lot of pruning, laying more mulch down, and fertilizing my garden yesterday when I had got off work. So today I'm just gonna focus on just one of my beds, and that will be this one. This will be the second time this season that I planted and will be able to harvest on this bed. Now, I chose this bed for my summer harvest because, like I said on my previous videos, here in St. Petersburg, Florida, Zone 9B gets extremely hot during the summertime, where most of my crops or vegetables or fruits, whatever the term you want to use, will not survive in this heat. They'll bolt too fast and they won't produce good fruit. So this bed originally was broccoli and cabbage and carrots, dill, marigolds, and cucumbers with tomatoes. I harvested all those. Everything did good. Oh, and sweet peas. And everything did good. And here we are. So, let's start from this end. I put, I call them toys, but I put little toys in there to help stray away unwanted guests. But yeah, let's start from this end. So, being that it's coming up during the summer times here in Zone 9B, only like, what's the word I want to use? Only certain things grow well here in this heat. And that will be corn, any type of bean. Besides the sugar daddy beans, they will do okay, but direct sunlight or the heat here, they will fry and die. So other than that, any type of bean, cucumber, corn will grow fantastic here. So in this bed, you see I got my sweet corn. I had to label them. Here's my sugar daddy sweet peas right here. And what I did was, starting from the back all the way across, I have the cow peas. They're black eyed peas. I don't know why they even say cow peas. I don't know why they just put black eyed peas on the package. And as you can tell, they're all coming up, doing awesome. And like I said, I planted these from seed. I planted these, to be exact, April 26th. I planted these and they're coming up. Okay, and those take like 65 days before harvest. So that's why I put those in the back. So once they start growing, they will help, just like my cucumber here, they will help shade. Because they could take extreme heat, and that's a wall, so it's going to get hot. But they could take it, and it will help shade a lot of my sugar daddies that's coming up, along with my corn. See, can I show you some corn? Because not all my corn germinated. So here goes some corn. There goes some corn. There goes some corn. Got corn over there. There goes some corn. So this middle bed here is all corn. So when the corn comes up, it will also help shade my sugar daddy peas that I got coming up. And as you could tell, some of my sugar daddy peas are frying. I call it frying because the heat. But as you could tell, they're producing my beans. And they trail, so they're going to trail up this fence that me and my husband, DIY. Then we have snap beans, and that's coming across here. Those are marigolds. Those the flowers. They die and they come again. And if you zoom in, if I zoom in, you can see they're trying to come back up. The buds are coming back up, so they're gonna flower. Marigolds help get rid of pests and stuff, unwanted insects that may be eating off your plants. Then if you come over here, I have cucumbers. My last video, I planted the small cucumbers. I forgot the name they use, but they're the baby cucumbers. And I planted some of those here. And then these are the big cucumbers, as you can see, climbing up the trellis. So they're going to climb up the fence, the trellis. Now this tomato, I planted this tomato seed way back when I first started gardening. One of my first garden seeds is a tomato that I planted from seed, and it was doing great, bearing fruit, getting big. I mean, loving it. But like I said, it's right up on this wall, and it's starting to get a lot of heat. I'm gonna show you. Yesterday I picked, you can see the leaves, but yesterday I picked 4 of them and had to toss them, because let's see, can I show you? If you look, it's turning right, but there you go, it's like splitting. And what's the word I'm looking for? You see how it's splitting open? It's splitting open, and it's cracking because the sun is right here, and it's not giving it enough time to ripen because the sun is basically cooking it. See, this one is green, but look at it. See, can I get my camera to focus for y'all? You see, this won't do me any good by the time it ripens because it's already split. So because I have 2 of the same tree, because I planted a whole bunch of them when I first started, I have this exact same tree over there on my other bed. So to give me space here, I'm really thinking about just pulling it, because like I said, I'm not eating the fruit off here because it's no good for us to eat because of the damage of the sun. So I think I'm just gonna pull this tomato out and maybe sneak a couple of more cucumbers or beans in here, because I still have time to plant those for my summer seasons, and let this bed go for the rest of the summer. Over here I have my dill. Now, me personally, I don't do nothing with dill, y'all. I don't know what you can do with dill. I have Google, I have YouTube, I have looked it up, but it's nothing I would use it for. So it is beneficial to my garden and the cucumbers that I'm growing and the lettuce and cabbages and carrots that I was growing, as far as keeping the insects and stuff away. So it helped on that end, and that's why I planted it. It is an herb. They do smell good. I mean, they smell good. It did. It was beautiful. I mean, it still is beautiful, but right now the yellow flowers is because it's bolting. And when it bolt, that means it's the end of its season, you know. Like I said, I planted this one again back in September. And just last month, it started bolting, going to seed. And I was clipping them off because I wanted them to keep growing. But then I realized the flowers will help bring beneficial insects like bees and stuff to my garden, so it can help pollinate all these beans and cucumbers that I got going in this bed. And at the same time, it will self-seed. So I will let these stay here. The flower will get like a brown color and literally fall off. I'll collect some of them so that I can plant for next year. But some of them, I'm going to let them fall off in this very bed, so it will replant for next year when I get ready to put my cabbages and broccoli back in the bed. So that is my deal. My cucumbers are coming along. I wanted to show you guys, but I don't have any females to show you. So this is why it is good to have pollinators in your garden. That's one of the reasons I also have the marigolds in here. But I wish I could show y'all, but I don't have any. So all the yellow flowers you're seeing right now are male flowers. And they're male flowers because it has just a flower. You see the little skinny stem at the bottom? That's just a male flower. And I don't have nothing but male flowers at the moment. I wish I had something to show y'all. But the female flower for the cucumbers, right where the male stem is actually a cucumber. It's a really, really small baby cucumber. So in Mother Nature, the bee's supposed to come into the male flower, get the pollen, and then go to a female flower and pollinate it to bear the fruit, so the fruit can actually grow and be eaten. What I did when I first started, and it looks like what I will be doing again this round, is once I start seeing my females come in, I will come and take one of these male flowers and just rub it in a female flower real good and pollinate it myself. In garden terms, hand pollinated. Because they have to be, they're not tomatoes where they can pollinate themselves. Cucumbers have to be pollinated. So you have to get a male flower and rub it in a female flower, just like you do giving birth, having kids. How about that, Mother Nature? You need a male and a female to have a child. But yes, I will take a male flower and place it with a female flower so that I can get fruit. I'm not a fan of bees, so when I started, I didn't mind hand pollinating. But when I realized I had so much going on, sometimes I didn't get a chance to come out here and pollinate it, and then I didn't get a lot of fruit. So let's hope the fact that my marigolds are coming up, that's going to help me out. The fact that I removed that tomato plant and give it more light and attract more bees, maybe that will help me out. And the fact that my dill is flowering. So maybe that will help me out. I have a sock with Irish Spring that helps birds and raccoons and snakes, and thank God I haven't seen any of those in my garden since I started. So we're gonna thank God about that. Definitely thank him about that. But I didn't want to put any chemicals in my garden, so the Irish Spring soap seems to work wonders. I'm an extreme couponer, so I coupon a lot of Irish Spring, but I used to get the body wash, and now I don't even get body wash no more. I only get the original bar soap because that's the only thing I use for my garden. But on like every other bed in my garden, there's a sock with Irish Spring in it, and it works and it's strong. And even when it rains, like it's for to get ready to rain, it's for to come down over here. That's okay. Once I get done with my garden, I can go in there and put some deals together so I can go coupon later. But once it rains, the soap don't leak out. It don't cause soapy residue in my beds or anything. But what it will do is refreshing the air with Irish Spring, which will activate it to keep the bugs and the birds from coming and eating in my garden. So it works. I'm not sure how long my bed is, but I know it is a 4x6. I'm not sure. I know it's a 4. It's 4. It's 4 up and down. And I want to say 6. I'm going to have to measure it and measure all my beds and put it there. I did this back in September, y'all. I don't know. But I think it's a 4x6. It's a 4x6 bed. And as you can tell, I have a lot of fruit in a small 4x6 bed. So you don't need a lot of space to grow in the city. I know a lot of people get distracted with the farms and people with these big old houses and all this yard work. You don't need it. I mean, I'm a witness of it. You don't need it. All of my beans and corn and peas and cucumbers are coming up beautifully. Like, it works right here in the city, right here in your backyard. Yes, it does. And you can get the same results as someone that is on a farm. I know I'm a newbie at this because I just started, but the only big thing I see between a farm and in the city is your bugs, your insects, your pests, that can really cause you to just give up and just say forget it. Because again, your garden is right in your backyard versus a farm. It's away from the backyard. So keeping Irish Spring, and if you'll look in my garden, I got mothballs. Keeping it clean. You have to keep it clean. I don't care if you're in the city or in the country. Filth will draw any kind of insects and bugs and rodents to you. That's just what it is. If you don't wash your dishes at night and you let dishes pile up and sit in the sink, eventually you're going to have roaches. I don't care how big your house is. I don't care how clean your house is. I don't care how much expensive stuff you got in your house. If it's dirty, you're going to attract the wrong insects. That's just that. If you don't keep your yard cut, you don't keep your yard clean, you let trash and debris fill up, you're going to get snakes and you're going to get rats and you're going to get mosquitoes and raccoons and possums that's going to come, because that's what type of living they like. They like the filth of living. So when you're gardening, you have to keep your area clean. when you come out here and prune and clip, get the dead leaves. Like I said, I did that yesterday. Cleaning up dead leaves that's hanging around, making sure plants is not laying in the dirt to where they can get molded. As you can tell, my garden is still wet from last night, and I was for to get double the rain because it's for the rain here. But the rainwater to me is way better than my water that I use to water them. Maybe I will get a water can so that I can collect the rainwater. That's just Mother's nature. Mother Nature got way more nutrients than what my water got. But I see the difference. When it rains and I come out here, my leaves colors are brighter, they're greener. My fruit is ripe half the time. Like, I see the difference. But again, I'm in the city in a small space, and I personally hate clutter. So getting a water can in my yard would just make more clutter. So I have to figure that one out. But yes, this is my summer gardener, my summer bed. This is the only thing I'm doing for the summertime. The rest of my plants, the rest of my beds, I'm just going to maintain them. If I can still get fruit off, I will still get fruit off. I have watermelons that's coming up. This is their season, but they're mixed in with other beans. You know, this is where my other beans are growing that we've been harvesting, and it still got beans on it. My squashes, see my squashes? See, beans all on the gate, they taking over. So we still eating beans. And by the time this bed dies down, then my summer bed will be ready to harvest. So we're going to eat us some beans, y'all. My squashes are coming out. Squashes is the same thing as cucumbers. I'm not going to get sidetracked. I'm not in this bed for this video, but I just want to show you these are also males because the stem, and I will have to take that out and pollinate a female so that I can get squash. But we're not going to this bed. We're going to stick with the summer bed, which we're going to call it the 4x6, and it's just beans, dill, cucumbers, and corn coming along this bed. So I did plant quite a bit, as you could tell, on this bed. Now my bed that I just showed you, I planted a little, and then I waited like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and I planted more of the same beans, and then I waited, and then I planted more of the same beans. But now that it's coming to the winter time, to the summertime, I want to turn over what they say, my beds. So since this one had more of my broccoli and carrots and what else did I have in here? Cabbage, and of course my tomatoes. Since this one had majority of everything that I harvest, it was easy to pick this bed to go ahead and start over for the summer. So this bed is officially done. All I have to do is come out and water it. I have mulched it heavy, as you could tell. And all I have to do is come out and water it. For the summertime, I will probably water every 2 days. But again, here in Florida, as you can probably hear the thunder, it rains. So that's just going to help me out a lot with my water bill too. So then I wouldn't have to water it. So the fact that I watered it really good last night because I mulched it, and it's for the rain now, I probably won't water this for another 3 days, and it will still be good. So I got 3 days of not having to water this bed. Now, the trellis on this, I will have to figure something else out. I did the cucumbers and the sweet peas, and as you could tell, even they are pulling on it a little too much. The cucumbers are pulling it a little too much, and it's going to eventually look like this. They're so heavy on there that they just pull it down. So I don't know if I'm going to try and tie this tighter, the garden trellis tighter around it so it can be tight, or get a metal fence, a small metal fence, and take it across it. You know what? Now that I'm talking to y'all, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna tie it tighter. I ain't spending no more money on no trellises, y'all. I'm saving, not spending. Yes, so as you can tell, it's loose now, but I'm gonna tie it tighter so when they climb, they don't pull it down. That was a lesson learned for me on that other bed. I didn't realize beans was gonna be that heavy to where it was pulling it down. So this one wasn't that bad because I only had the cucumbers on one and the peas on the other one, and they're not heavy at all. But as you can tell, I still have room to add more string up here for when they get tall. But yes, I'm just gonna make it tighter and pull that cucumber out. So this is your girl. Please, please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will have more videos for those of you that is in Florida that wants to grow your own vegetables and fruits right here in the city. Follow me.